Hello and welcome back to my container garden. This is my indoor garden. I have not started my outdoor one yet because it's still too cold out, and it will probably be too cold until about the end of May to move plants outside. And right now, it's about the middle of March, so it'll be a little while till I can move plants outside. So I decided to try to do these videos again, and I guess we'll just see where these go. So over the winter, I haven't really done very many videos, but I have. Most of my plants survived. I think my passion fruit vine ended up dying, and then at one point, basically my jelly melon ended up basically looking like it's dead, but it's come back to life and it's exploded now. So, but we'll go around and I'll show you how all my plants are doing. So we'll start with the top shelf here. My pear melons are right here, and it's doing very well right now. And when I move outside, I will hang this pot up again. But basically, during the winter, it ended. This is one that ended up also almost dying, but as you can see, it's basically come back to life. But it had branches reaching all the way up to the ceiling, and then hanging all the way down here, but ended up not watering it for long enough and ended up basically almost dying. But as you can see, it's doing pretty good now. So there's that. Now I'll move to my carnivorous plant shelf, and right now you'll see right over here my sundews are actually in bloom right now, producing flowers. Their flowers are pretty high above the plants here, but otherwise they've gotten really big. And I started these probably about last year around this time, I think, and as you can see, they're doing pretty good right now. And there's that one little one right down there, but otherwise they seem to be doing really good. And now we'll go over to my Australian pitcher plant, and that's doing pretty good right now. It's a very slow growing plant, so it doesn't change much since last time I've done the videos. Otherwise, in my little egg pods, you can see a sundew over there, and then there's Venus flytraps in the other ones. Then we got my American pitcher plant, which is doing very, very well, and there's a few plants in there. Eventually I will try to separate them, but otherwise it looks like it's doing really good. Then we have my Dreamy Angels Nepenthe, and last time I showed this one, it didn't have any pictures, but now it has quite a few pictures around it, and it's doing very, very good right now. My B52 Venus flytrap, that ended up not making it through the winter, so that one ended up dying. Otherwise, then we have my Torrential Sin Nepenthe, and it doesn't have any good pictures right now, just because I think the winter is affecting it quite a bit. Otherwise, it has a small picture right here. It did at one time have pictures about twice that size, but that kind of shriveled up and dead right now. But otherwise, the rest of the plant seems to be doing pretty good. And then we have a Venus flytrap that I got from Home Depot, and that's doing very, very good right now. You can see there's a little stem thing right here, and then there's two more over here. Those are flowers that I cut off of it because I didn't want them to bloom. Otherwise, it's a high possibility that they could kill the Venus flytraps. It just takes too much energy for them to produce flowers, so it has a high chance of killing them. So usually you want to cut those off. And then I stuck them in the moss to try to see if they'll end up growing, which they do have a possibility of growing, producing more Venus flytraps that way. But it does not look like it's working. And then we have my other Nepenthe here. This one, I forgot what it's called. It's my Jolly Twist. There aren't any pictures on it right now. I think it's the same effect as the Torrential Sin over there, but it seems to be doing pretty good still. I think it's just the winter having an effect on it. And now we'll move down to the bottom shelf and the floor. Over here is the little lime tree, and it's still doing pretty good. It didn't grow too much this winter, mostly just stayed alive, but it looks like it is actually starting to produce some more leaves up there, so it is starting to grow. I have noticed that within the last couple of weeks here, my citrus trees and other fruit trees have starting to grow and come back to life. My 2 fig trees here, they didn't really grow all winter. They stayed the same all winter, and now they're just now starting to produce new leaves. So I'm very excited about that. I thought that one was just going to end up dying off, but looks like it's starting to come back to life. Back here is my jelly melons. Basically, it was almost dead, and now it's coming back to life, and within the last like 2 months, I think, basically it was all shriveled up like that. And now, within these 2 months, it has the vine there. It's growing vines all over the top here. It's actually growing across the back of the chair over here. It's growing up, all the way up to my pear melons here. And then it's growing right along the back and growing right up the window there. It has really started to try to take over everything, and I will have to control it very soon, but hopefully I don't have to do that until after I decide to move it outside. And then right here, these bunch of trees right here, there's 5 of them there. I will be separating those when I decide to move it outside. These are my jackfruit trees. I got a jackfruit a while ago and decided I'll try growing some seeds. I'll try growing some trees from it, and I just stuck the seeds in the ground, and as you can see, they're doing pretty good. I started that around December, I think, and they're probably already about 2 feet tall, 2 or 3 feet tall, somewhere around there. Then we have my pink lemon tree, and that is doing very good right now, and it actually has some new growth on a branch is coming way over here. That's all new leaves on the end here. Otherwise, that's doing pretty good. And then we have my clementine tree right here now. And this has not done anything all winter. And then finally, within like probably about the last 2 weeks, it grew all these branches on the end here. And then all the branches over on the end over here. And it has really started to grow very well. Most of my trees seem to be like on a timing or something right now. Getting ready to go outside again, I guess. But it'll probably be about another 2 months until I do that, because I don't want to risk another blizzard again this year. Because last time I moved my plants out in May, they all ended up dying because at the end of May we got a blizzard. So over here we have my Nargilla, a very spiky plant. Ended up starting to produce fruit last year, but it never fully ended up producing fruit because I just don't think our season was quite long enough for it. But now that the plant is really growing out like this, I think there's a much better chance of it producing fruit this year. Then we have my Tomarillos here, and that's really taken over. There's just branches all over the place on this thing. And you can see there is a stem right here from when it produced fruit last year. It did produce some fruit. The fruit was very bitter and did not taste very good. But I hear each year the plant grows, it produces better and better fruit. So hopefully this next year it'll have better fruit. Then we have my kiwi vine down here. And basically this winter I'm pretty sure I almost killed it. As you can see, there are some leaves like back there, then right over here, that are starting to bud out again. So it did decide to come back to life, and I am glad I did not kill it. Although my passion fruit has seen better days. This one might be dead, but I am going to keep it around for a little bit longer to see if it decides to come back to life like my kiwi did. We'll just have to see what happens with that. Otherwise, I might have to just hold off on passion fruit for a little while. Then we have my dragon fruit cactus, which is doing pretty good. And it has this one right here. And then I have a grow light above it here. And then I have another smaller dragon fruit down there. But that's doing really good right now. It's not growing very big stems like over there. It's growing just small stuff because just don't think there's quite enough light for it in here. But eventually, once it gets warm enough, that one will go outside too, and that should be doing much better then. And then down here, we have my seed tray. I started this on Tuesday, so about 4 days ago, and there's already some seeds over here. Already stuff are sprouting. It's only been 4 days since I planted this. We have my Kiku melon I planted. There's some tiger melon over here. Then we have some miniature white cucumber. That's growing probably the fastest right now. And over here we have some Minnesota melon again. I decided to grow that again this year, and it looks like that seed moved up, so I think it's starting to grow. And then I have some watermelon over here that is just starting to pop up. And we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Hopefully it doesn't grow too fast because, like I said, I won't be moving it outside until May. But that miniature cucumber might need a separate container before too long because it's growing way too fast. We'll just have to see what happens there. And I hope you liked my video. This is my indoor container garden. And just have to stay up to date with my videos. I will try to post a video every single week to update everyone on how everything's going. And just share my garden, and eventually you'll see everything outside, and hopefully I get a bunch of fruits and vegetables this year. Just have to see what happens. If you want to stay up to date with my videos, please subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, if you just liked it, just like it. If you have any questions, just leave a comment, and I'll try to answer it as soon as I can. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.